Did you hear that James Cameron is taking his Avatar sequels underwater?
Is that possible?
That Disney Pixar's John Lasseter has stepped down amidst sexual misconduct allegations? What about Justice League losing a ton of money?
Do I know you?
No?
He said no.
He said no.
We've got you covered. Welcome to the CineFiles, a weekly show where we zoom in on the most buzzworthy news Hollywood and the indie scene has to offer. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. Number 3. James Cameron to shoot underwater motion capture for Avatar sequels. James Cameron is no stranger to pushing the technological boundaries of filmmaking, which is why it's no surprise to find out he's doing something that has never been done in cinema. Again.
Sometimes your whole life boils down to one insane move.
According to a report from Collider, Cameron and his team will be using motion capture technology underwater, which is not only something completely unheard of in movie making, but extremely difficult.
Then teach me how to see.
No one can teach you to see.
The problem with water is not the underwater part, but the interface between the air and the water, Cameron said. It forms a moving mirror. That mirror reflects all the dots and markers, and it creates a bunch of false markers. Sounds complicated.
Look, I know you probably don't understand this.
While the task will prove difficult, it's almost necessary, as a number of the sequels will almost completely take place underwater. The 4 sequels will be released on December 18th, 2020, December 17th, 2021, December 20th, 2024, and December 19th, 2025.
Which is a lot, I'm guessing.
Number 2. Disney Pixar's John Lasseter to take leave of absence. With Pixar's Coco hitting theaters this week, the sexual misconduct allegations against their chief creative officer John Lasseter is a heavy blow to the company. Earlier this week, Lasseter sent out a company-wide memo obtained by The Hollywood Reporter, where Lasseter announced his leave of absence for 6 months and apologized to his staff for missteps in behavior.
You'd hug him and he'd whisper in your ear a long time. He hugged and everyone's looking at you, just invading the space.
Lasseter's statement was made public just before a number of publications released articles detailing his alleged unwanted sexual advances towards female staff.
She was bent over and had her arm across her thigh. The best I can describe it is as a defensive posture. John had his hand on her knee though, moving around.
The Hollywood Reporter spoke to numerous sources within Pixar who were aware of Lasseter's misconduct, but did not wish to divulge their identities for fear of damaging their careers. According to industry analysts and experts in animation, Disney Pixar could be in for a bumpy ride if Lasseter's absence becomes permanent, since he's been a huge part of their success. According to ComScore, he's earned Pixar almost $8 billion at the box office worldwide. Before we get to our final entry, here are a couple new releases.
We are looking at the collapse of Western Europe in the next few days.
You ask what is our aim? Victory at all costs!
You're suggesting we're somehow winning. We're not.
Is it true we're in full retreat?
I can show you around.
That'd be great. Thank you. So what do you do around here?
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night.
Sounds fun. All right, later.
Number 1. Justice League to lose Warner Bros. $100 million.
I know you have abilities. I just don't know what they are.
And DC thought the critical drubbing was bad. After a rough opening weekend that saw Justice League make only $94 million domestically, it looks like the movie and its giant marketing campaign are going to cost the studio quite a bit of cash. Around $100 million to be exact.
And you know the banks jump like a cougar if you miss by a dime.
Forbes did a lot of number crunching, and when taking into consideration the film's production cost of $300 million, marketing of $150 million, and lower than expected box office numbers both domestically and internationally, the film will not only cost the studio money, but is expected to be the lowest grossing film of any of the DCEU entries. Deadline also estimated that Justice League has to make anywhere between $700 and $750 million to make a profit, but final projections have the movie earning only $650 million.
Not enough.
In comparison, Marvel's superhero team-up, The Avengers, made over $207 million domestically its opening weekend. This could mean a bleak future for the DCEU.
I don't believe it.
What are you?
A believer.
Enjoy our entries? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.